My name's Asanda Biyela. Being weird is something departed from the norm, while being normal is something that everybody agrees with. So, in today's society, if you do something unconventional, such as something that makes you feel comfortable, basically just attempting on being yourself, you'll be labeled as weird because you don't fit into the conventional mind state. Now, there's something that is being played in today's society, a mean trick that has been played on the youth of today, where everything you say has to be stated so by your peers, where you have to pass in school just for the sake of passing, make the team just hang out with the popular kids, choose the same subjects as your friends, and of course, wear brand clothing. But when that day finally comes, the day that you've been working so hard for, the day where you finally land a big job interview, and the question that I would normally ask you is, why should we hire you? What makes you different? Already for me, being a person that lives in a room full of sparkles and stuffed animals, I know a little thing or two about being a weird person. But then you get people that would judge that, and others would take that judgment so hard that they change themselves completely into people who they're not, just so that they can fit in, just so that they don't feel outcasted. Now, I have a story. It's a story about an old man who had 4 sons. So one day he decided that he wanted to teach his sons a very important lesson in life. He decided to send them far off the mainland so that they can look at a pear tree, see what they see, come back and then tell him. So he instructed the eldest son to go in summer. He instructed the third son to go in spring. He instructed the second son to go in autumn and the youngest to go in winter. Now, when they finally have all came back, the old man then asked them, "So, what did you see?" The eldest son then said that the tree was bent, ugly, and twisted. The third son said that the tree was just covered with green buds. The second son interrupted by saying that the tree had a beautiful blossom smile and that it was the most beautiful thing he's ever seen in his entire life. But then the youngest interrupted and disagreed with all of them and just said that the tree was ripe and had fruits dropping from it. The old man then replied and said that none of them were wrong because they all saw the tree in a different season, which is similar to humans. Every season, every term, every month, there would be a new song out, a new word being said, a new fashion trend. And if you're not the people that fit into that trending cycle, you'd be outcasted or seen as not being human just for not fitting in with what's happening there. Which is similar with the boys. They didn't see the tree for just being the tree throughout all those seasons. Now, there's a heuristic that many of us use to determine what to think, how to act, what to say. And that would be the principle of social proof, as in a shortcut on how to act. Meaning, in order for us to know what is correct, we always look at what other people are doing. One would say that following the crowd allows one to function in a complicated environment, as one does not have the time to increase one's knowledge. So therefore, we'd rely on signals such as popularity. So for example, there would be a product out, people start purchasing it, buying it because they want it. You'd be standing there and to you the product looks useless. You don't see any need for it, so you don't want it. But then people start asking you, why don't you have it? You need to have it. It does this and this and that. You got to purchase it. And then at the end of the day, you finally feel so tempted and precious to get this item that you finally do. But then you ask another person who is in the same position as you that didn't want the product why they don't have it. But then again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being your own person, doing your own thing, living your independent life, waving that giant loner flag. Because already in this world of ours, it is social. It is ridiculously social that you'll be sitting there looking up your phone, looking at other people's posts, other people's statuses, updates, and you'd stop and think and realize that your phone is gone cold from the lack of anybody liking your post. Because whatever you post that is personal to you, that it explains about you, people would find it boring because it's not in that trending cycle. It's not the word that everyone else is saying. It's not the kind of post that everyone is posing in their pictures. So therefore, you would change that about yourself. You'd start doing what everybody else is doing just so that you can fit in. But that's just in the digital world. You still have your workplace where you might not feel wanted just for how you prefer to do things, or at school where you might be outcasted just for not wearing brand clothing. Now, here's a reason that I feel that we should use so that we can accept our weirdness for our normal, despite what other people say. Because there will always be judgments. People will always have something to say about us every single day, no matter what it may be. But once we have learned to accept ourselves for who we are, how we act, how we talk, sooner or later, your weirdness might become a trend that people start following. So, do you dress the way that you like to dress? Do you listen to the type of music that you enjoy? Are you working towards the job of your dreams or the job of somebody else's dreams?